morning. Uh, it's very early. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:30 ish. Uh, Fears could not sleep any longer, so I thought I would do like an early morning stream. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I hope you guys have got your coffees ready to go. I got mine ready to go, and I hope you're ready to have a fantastic day. So, um, this is gonna be kind of a more of a half funny, half serious. Normally all the streams are we talk about serious things, but then I go nuts and have tons of humor in it. But I wanted to talk about some serious things that have kind of been on my mind and they've been kind of like gnawing at me. And I thought the best way would be sometimes it's therapeutic to talk to you guys instead of like going to a therapist. you know, uh, I love my loyal fans. I love the diehard fans, and I appreciate all your guys' love and support and watching the videos and liking the videos on both channels, not just Fears Vlogs, Fears Man 26, and all my fans on TikTok. I appreciate that, and so I just wanted to talk about a couple of things, and I hope you guys don't mind. Um, I mean, I'm sure there'll be funny moments in here, but normally it's just funny, 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 and only a tad bit serious. This is going to be more serious and maybe a tad bit funny. So, I hope you don't mind. It's hard for me sometimes to express myself. I think it's harder for men in general to express themselves. Not all the time, sometimes. Um, I told you guys about my Missouri trip, but I didn't tell you guys everything. Um, some things I won't be able to tell you because they're super private, but I wanted to go more in depth with it. I did upload a vlog, but I barely filmed. It's like maybe 9, 10 minutes, something like that. Um, and it was basically anytime I wasn't at the hospital, I just shot off, a few clips here and there. And most of it's about me hanging out with my dog, and then whenever I went and got my dad some pizza because he wanted some pizza, I got myself, so I filmed a little there, and then I filmed the airline trip back, and kind of I almost didn't put a vlog together, but I was like, I got a couple clips here, a couple clips there. I'll just throw it together and see what happens. So anyway, if you um, but anyway, I hope everyone's having a good morning. I worked last night. I'm a little tired. I got home around 3:54 ish, and I pretty much just got something to eat real quick, and then I went straight to bed. And I had a wonderful dream, and I wanted to tell you guys about the dream, so I'm gonna get into that. And you guys ever had like the dream of all dreams, man? This dream was like so so nice. It was so good. Very peaceful dream. Uh, it was really good. I only remember like bits of it, but I'll tell you guys about the bits that I do remember. But yeah, I just wanted to. Uh, it's hard for me to talk about some things, and sometimes the best way, like words are not always my strong suit. I mean, I know I talk a lot on the channel, but it's usually about like my passions or movies or answering your guys' questions or something to that effect. So sometimes it's easy to talk about this, but when I want to talk about something serious or my feelings, I think most men would agree that it's hard for us. I don't know, for some reason I think it's easier for women to open up about certain stuff. And there was some stuff about the trip that I've been wanting to tell you guys, but I just didn't know how to say it. And my mom and dad were like, you can open up, you can tell people about your dad's situation. I said, well, I'll tell them to a certain point, mom and dad, because it's none of their business. And my dad's like, well, I want as many prayers and blessings as I can possibly get. So he goes, it's all right to like tell people at church, John. And he goes, and if you want to tell your YouTube fans, and I told my dad, I said, well, I've told my YouTube fans, a little bit of the situation. I've caught up. I've told them the updates and stuff. And I said, that's why you're getting all those prayers and blessings, Dad. And he's like, well, did you put me on the prayer list at church? And I said, yes, I did. I said, I did. And I said, but at church, I kind of kept it very short and sweet. I just said, hey, my dad's suffering through prostate cancer. I would really appreciate it if you would, uh, keep him in your thoughts and prayers and send blessings and good vibes and all that stuff. And I said, please pray. And they were like, oh, absolutely, John, absolutely. And I said, okay. I said, great. So um, I wanted to apologize to you guys. It's been a rough couple of years, and normally I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I try to be as positive as possible. I try to entertain as much as possible. Keep it light, keep it funny, keep the channel, a place where people can, laugh and have a good time and have fun, because that's what YouTube's all about. And I love YouTube. Sometimes I take a break, because sometimes it's, over my whole YouTube career, it's gotten kind of crazy at times. But for the most part, it's been enjoyable. There's been a few times where, I don't want to, mention any names, but a few people have tried to ruin it for others. But I'll get into that later, because that's one of the topics. So I wanted to basically kind of tell you guys as much as I can about the Missouri trip that I'm willing to share. Because when I did share the vlog and I told you guys, and I streamed like once or twice when I was in Missouri, I only told you guys certain stuff, but I'm ready to open up and tell more about the Missouri trip. So that's the first topic. And then the second topic is every so often, for one reason or another, people spread so much hate and rumors about me. It's sickening. It's vile, and just don't believe a word they say. And I feel like I have to get on here and say, look, here's what's true. Here's what's fake. Here's what they're full of shit about. And, there it is. And then sometimes I just ignore it as much as I can. Sometimes you can't ignore it. It's just too hard sometimes, because the shit they say is just ridiculous. But anyway. And then the third topic I want to talk about is things I've learned over the past. And I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. After this stream's done, I accidentally put too many O's in Missouri, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, I'll fix it after I'm done. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was that Missouri trip. It was very emotional. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna move back to Missouri or if I'm gonna stay here. I don't want to give up on my passions and dreams, but my mom may need help. So I told my mom, whatever happens, if I don't get a second job or a better job, I may just move back for a while and help my mom, and then come back here. You know, um, if I do get a second job or a better job, I told mom I'll just stay here, and then whenever you need my help, mom, I'll come and help you. You know, so I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff, and so when I got to Missouri, it was. I'm sure I'm not the only man to have this problem. I felt sad. I felt frustrated. I felt mad. I felt a lot of stuff, because of what my dad's going through. And I tried my best to cry because I wanted to, because I felt so bad for my dad, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. I couldn't cry. But I was sad though, and still am, because I think about my dad every day, and I love my father so much, and he means a lot to me. And usually, whenever I cry about whatever it is, it's usually in private, and it's like on a slow night when nothing's going on, and I'm just thinking about a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden the emotions start bubbling up, and it becomes overwhelming, and then the waterworks happen, and then that's usually when I break down. I'm sure everyone's had that at one point in their life, guys especially. So I remember I got back from the trip and it was just boom. It just hit me like a thunder. Like, I was like, you know, they only gave my dad, another year to live. They're trying to kill as much cancer as they can. They're making him feel comfortable. But I never left my bad. Well, the only time I left my dad's bedside is if my dad wanted me to go get everybody lunch, which I did, or if when we were in the hospital, my dad said, "Hey, I'm thirsty. Can you get me some water or can you get me some coffee?" That's the only time I left my dad's bedside. But besides all that kind of stuff, I was right there, hanging out with my dad, and it was, even though it was the trip was serious. I am I'm so grateful that I took your guys' advice and I went sooner than later to visit my dad, and I got a lot of family time in, and uh, we had a lot of serious talks. Like, I remember one of the talks. This is one thing I didn't share, but I'm ready to share. Me and my dad haven't always agreed, and a lot of families are like that. When you're in a family, I'm sure every person in the universe, off YouTube, on YouTube, they've had a fight with their family. And my dad said that he regretted that, we fought a lot. And I said, I regret that too, Dad. I said, I regret, I regret fighting. And I said, let's just make up for lost time. And me and my dad had a lot of great times, a lot of good memories. But obviously, the fighting and the arguing, that's not good times. But let's put it this way, there was more good times than arguments. There was a lot of family vacations, and there was a lot of, me and my dad played ball, and my dad taught me how to do baseball, and I love baseball. It's one of my favorite sports. Me and my dad would always go play catch and stuff, and but yeah, so that was one big conversation. My dad always wants to express, "Hey, John, when you talk to your fans," and my dad thinks it's so cool that I have fans. And I said, "Well," I said, Dad, I said, it's not like I'm Jim Carrey or something, but I said I've got a decent size, fan base on TikTok and on Facebook. I'm always working on it." And he's like, "Yeah, but John," he goes, they've done so much cool stuff for you." I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "I've got some loyal fans." I said, "They've sent me, free shit, and which is awesome, and I always thank them." And he's like, "Well, dude," he's like, "tell them." I said, "Oh," I said, "Dad," I said, "I tell them every single time that you appreciate all the prayers and the blessings and all that." And he goes, "Okay." I just want to let them know that I really do appreciate it." And I said, "I always tell them, Dad." I said, anytime someone in the chat says, "Hey, I'm thinking about your dad. I'm thinking about your family. I'm thinking about you, fears. I'm sending blessings. I'm sending prayers." I always tell my dad that. So that was a big conversation that we had. Another big conversation is like, are you gonna stay in Florida? Or are you gonna move back? And I said, either way, Dad. I said, I'll help Mom out. And he goes, well, whenever I leave, he goes, you and your brother's gonna have to help out your mom, and be there for her. And I looked at my dad and said, absolutely. I mean, I love my mom, but whenever my dad does leave, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know how to deal with this, like the way I've been dealing with it is just staying busy, like working on my projects, going to work, doing extra hours, you know, that's the best way I can deal with it. It's very emotional, and it scares the shit out of me to think that at some point, he's gonna leave. And when I was in Missouri, I had a nightmare, and I was gonna tell you guys the nightmare. I did have a good dream today. I'm gonna tell you guys about the good dream that I had today, but I remember uh, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was in my mom's guest room, and I got up to use the restroom, and I tried to go back to sleep, but I just laid there, thinking like, man, this trip is so hard on everybody, like hard on my mom, hard on my brother, me, my brother's new wife, because my brother's recently gotten married. He's been with his girlfriend for like 10 years, but like he's only been married to his wife, I think, for like 2 years now, so it's still fairly new. So it's hard on her, and it's hard on my dad and the whole family. And I just remember this crazy nightmare, and I only remember bits of it, but I remember like it was set in the future, and I'm standing in front of my dad's coffin saying goodbye, and I was in a black suit, and all these people were around. It was basically my dad's funeral, and because nobody wants to die, but eventually everybody dies, and that's the only thing I never got, because I'm a very spiritual person, but like, if God's supposed to be this almighty guy, then like it sucks that he takes away your family members. And like I know I wouldn't want to live forever, but the thought of living forever, everybody's thought about that at one point. And I woke up, and oh, that was a horrible nightmare. And I remember like certain chunks of it, like people coming up to me saying, "Hey, Fears, I'm so sorry that your dad passed away." And I said, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate it." And then I remember like the priest saying stuff. So it was just flashes of this nightmare. And I woke up, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. So, and I never told my mom and my dad that I had that nightmare, because I didn't. I was like, my mom and dad have got enough to worry about, So there was that, and then like just seeing my dad like helpless in the hospital bed, it really like it just it was the worst feeling in the world, to see a loved one suffering like that. And I'll admit it, like I could have had a better job ages ago, or a second job, and like I guess like seeing my dad like that kind of kicked me in the ass. Like, Fears, you shouldn't waste the time, and I did waste some time. And I don't even know why I wasted all that time. I mean, I was having fun in Florida, and meeting. I don't think it was a complete waste, but I definitely had a lot of fun, and I was meeting new people, and I was working and editing the videos, but you know, I could have done all of that stuff plus found a better job. So I promised my mom and dad, I said, when I get back, I'm going to make significant more effort to find a better job and to better myself, because when I looked at my dad like that, I said, the last thing in the world I want is to like, I want to make my dad proud before he leaves. And he did say that he's proud of me, which was awesome to hear from my dad, but I don't want in the back of my mind I was like, I don't want to let anyone down. I don't want to let my parents down. I don't want to let my brother down and the rest of my family down. I don't want to let my YouTube fans and my YouTube family down. the people that really care, because there's a lot of people out there. Like for every troll that torments me and says horrible things about me, I've got great people, you know, supporting me. And I thank all of you guys for all your wonderful love and support and everything you guys do, you know. And I said I don't want to let them down. I don't, but especially I don't want to let myself down. And I thought about a lot of stuff over that trip. That's why I didn't film much, because it wasn't like a filming. It wasn't like last year, 2021, where everybody. My dad was better then, and I was celebrating my birthday, and I was, having fun with friends and stuff, and it was great. And uh, like I'm surprised this trip I got to see Eric. It just happened by chance. I came over to Eric's. He gave me a hug, and we talked for about a half an hour and said, dude, he goes, Fears, I can only imagine what you're going through. And he goes, like, Eric's never had to deal with this because, like, Eric's real father, didn't care about Eric, and he just left. And Eric's never seen his real dad, but his stepdad um, was a really cool guy. His name is Keith, and unfortunately, Keith passed away a couple years ago. Um, but Keith was a great guy. So Eric's kind of experienced what I'm going through, but he said, "Well, Fears, I've never had to deal with my real dad." So he goes, "I don't." He goes, "I can only imagine what you're going through." And I was like, "Well," I said, "Eric," I said, "you're a really good friend, and I said you always will be." And I said, "I love you, buddy." And he's like, "Oh, Fears," he goes, "anything I can do to help, man, I appreciate it." So, and his wife is really religious, but Eric's not really religious, but it was so cool to have Eric say, "Hey, man, we're keeping your dad in our thoughts and prayers." And I was like, "Oh, wow." I'm like, "That's really cool of Eric to say that." And I said, "Man," I said, "dude, I really appreciate it." I said, "You're a phenomenal friend." And also, I just want to thank all the fans, for all the prayers and the blessings. It's the last couple of years, I'd say the last 3 years have been so hard. And it's been not just one thing, it's been a multiple of things. It's been people getting on my ass, trolling me. I mean, it's gotten better, but sometimes they never stop. It's horrible, what people say. It's just one of those things. It comes with the territory. Thank God I'm not famous. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, I'd love to be Jim Carrey. It must be so cool to like play characters like The Mask and like Ace Ventura and stuff. And I'm like, granted, it probably is cool to play all those characters. And like, I remember like Kevin Bacon doing an interview one time, and he said 99.9 of the time of being a celebrity is fun, it's enjoyable. People give you unconditional love like all the time. He said, but there's that 1% where people are like following you, they're trolling you, they won't leave you alone, and it gets a bit much. It's the same thing online. 99.9% of the time when I interact with you guys, it's fantastic. But that 1%, it's always some idiot in the comment section saying, "Oh, Fears, you're horrible. Fears, you're a faggot. Hey, Fears, your content's the worst. Hey, Fears, fuck you. I hope you die, Fears." It's sad. I've gotten death threats many times. Many times. It's horrible what people say. Uh, so it's not just one thing. It's been a rough 3 years. It's been the trolling, dealing with my dad. Um, you guys know my feelings about Casey. Casey's a very hard girl to let go. And it's not for a lack of trying. I have tried to find a new girl. It's been rough. And again, I throw myself into my work. I throw myself into the videos. It's been a lot. It's and again, like I said, sometimes it's hard for me to talk about this stuff because it's personal and it's sometimes I don't know, it's a guy thing. And I'm sure other guys can relate to this. Sometimes I know exactly what to say, and other times it's hard for me to find the words, you know. And but I'm telling you, when I was in Missouri, that nightmare, oh, it was horrible. And it was like I don't remember the entire nightmare. It was just like I remember I woke up and I was just like, Jesus Christ! I'm like that nightmare was so livid. And what scared the shit out of me is like that nightmare at some point is gonna come true. Like the nightmare, I was in a black suit and it was in the future and it was my dad's funeral. And at some point that's gonna happen. And I woke up all sweaty and oh god, it was fucking terrible. Anyway, on a good note though, I had a really good dream. Um, I had a really good dream, uh, like throughout the night, and I woke up refreshed today. And I don't remember the whole dream, but it was a good dream. I remember it was flashes of like good times hanging out with you guys, good times hanging out with my friends, good times with my family. And it was like I don't really know how to explain it. It was kind of like you were flicking through the channels of like a television. And I remember I'm sleeping and I just remember like over the last couple of years the best times in Fears' life. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like I remember like going to that party with my mom, my dad, and my brother." I'm like, "That was a good time." I'm like, "Oh, I remember meeting Visions for the first time." I'm like, "That was a good time." And because he's a really good buddy of mine, that was a good time. Oh, I remember, going to Disney World and vlogging for the first time. So it was a combination of all the dream I had last night into this morning. It was just a combination of all the good times from like 17 to now. And I don't remember the whole dream, but it was a really good dream. Anyway, back to the Missouri stuff. So, one of the hardest days was the first day I got there and seeing my dad for the first time in the hospital bed. That was hard. That was hard. And I immediately went up, gave him a hug, and I'd say by the second day, when I went to the hospital, on the other side of the hospital, they had these like lounge areas where you could go and get a cup of coffee or water, or if you just wanted to be by yourself. And I didn't tell you guys this, but I'll tell you now. I went into this room and I pretty much just sat in there by myself for like maybe an hour or two, and I was literally just every once in a while I looked at my phone, but for the most part I was just praying like crazy. And I don't know if I've ever prayed that hard. And then when I was at church camp before I went on the Missouri trip, I did have fun at church camp, but uh, in the back of my head, like I was always thinking about my dad. And a few people noticed every once in a while I was kind of alone editing the video or like just kind of looking out the window, and they were like, "Hey John, is everything all right?" And I'm not gonna lie to them. I just said, "Oh," I said I'm having a great time at church camp, but I said sometimes my mind, is preoccupied with something, and they're like, "Oh, well, like what? What's going on?" I said, "Well," it's personal, but I said, I'll tell you guys." And they're like, "Oh yeah, like listen, like if you don't want to say it." I said, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "I'll tell you guys." And um, I said, I said my dad's battling prostate cancer, and they're like, "That's terrible." And I said, "Yeah," but they were so nice at church camp before I went to Missouri, and they were like, "Oh, listen, John, we'll definitely pray for you." So my church family has been invaluable, and I just want to thank my church camp so much. And um, so yeah, it was. I'm glad that I went on the Missouri trip, but man, it was hard. And I know it's even harder on my mom. And I mean, it's hard on everybody. I mean, I remember another thing that I didn't tell you guys is I looked around the room and everybody was sad. And it's so hard to talk about this. I can't believe I'm doing this well. I've been wanting to get this off my chest for so long, and I try to be open and honest with you guys on everything, because you guys really, well, not everybody, but mostly everybody cares. And they want Fears to succeed. They want to see the channel grow. They want to see me grow as a person. They want me to be happy. And I appreciate all that, you guys. I really do. I really do. And I just can't thank you enough for all the blessings and the prayers. And you guys are great. You guys are awesome. And I remember I looked around the room and I was like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, I can't believe this shit is happening. Like, it was so surreal. And it was, and while I was in Missouri, I gave my mom so many hugs and kisses. I gave my grandma hugs and kisses, and I got as much hugs in with my dad as humanly as possible, because I'm serious, you guys. Like, cancer, it's so horrible. It eats away at you a piece at a time, and the worst thing about prostate cancer is any man can get it, and everybody knows how you get it. I've been trying to change my diet. There's only like 3 meats that are good for men and women, and that's fish, chicken, and turkey. Those 3 meats, as long as they're not fried, are good for you. It's all the other meats that are bad, like all the tasty ones, beef, pork, steaks, bacon, all that kind of stuff. People eat too much of that. And I'm guilty too. I eat a lot of that stuff. And I've been slowly but surely trying to change my diet, because I promised my parents. My mom was so worried. She pulled me off to the side and was like, you've been getting really big. And I said, there's a reason for that, Mom. I said, I've been depressed. I said, I haven't found a girl. And I said, I've been trying to find a better job. And I said, I'm worried about Dad. And they're like, well, we're worried about you. And I was like, well, I said, I know. I said, I'm worried about me. I said, I don't like being this heavy. And she's like, promise me you'll eat better and you'll try to work out. And I was like, I'll do my very best, So I made that promise to my mom. So it's really hard for me sometimes to talk about this stuff, but I appreciate you guys' patience. And I know sometimes Fears gets in these bad moods. I hate being like that, but the reason why for the most part, I'm happy-go-lucky John Fears that we all love and know, or, well, most people love and know. I don't know even why. I don't even know why I have haters. It comes with the territory, which leads me into the next thing. Over the years, I don't even know where to begin. I'll be honest. I wish, and I hate to say it, it all started with Rasmus Rants. If I never would have answered that email, I'm sorry, I'm not email. He sent me a message on Facebook. If I never would have read that Facebook message, I never would have met the community. And there's some days where I wish the community would go away, because half the community is wonderful people. And I don't mean to be negative, but there is some people in this community that are so evil. Like, the amount of evilness that they've done to me is weird, sadistic, borderline psychotic. And I don't get the obsession for hating someone and causing hate and misery. There's some people in the community that love to make people's lives a living hell. And I hate to say people's names, but I'll say it because I'm not afraid of these people. And to me, the people that I name are crazy. They're sadistic. They're psychotic. They've got some really serious issues that they need to work on. No one deserves this amount of hate. Um, Yakov is psychotic. I've gave him a million chances. He is so sadistic. He's not the worst one though. The worst one is Quentin. Quentin is the most psychotic bastard I've ever met in my life. He doesn't care about himself. He doesn't care about anyone. All he cares about is just making people's lives a living hell. A living hell. It's and it's borderline psychotic, you know. But I will give him this: even for as much of a psycho as he is, um, the worst thing anyone's ever done, and I haven't heard from this guy in years, um, but I will never forgive him. Um, Moody is the most he's not the most psychotic. I'd say Quentin is the most psychotic, but he's done the most psychotic thing for just for entertainment value. He called my parents for no fucking reason and caused a bunch of shit, and I will never forgive him. And he's I would never even do that to Quentin's parents. And a lot of people in the community are like, hey, Fears, you need to get over it. I can't, because it happened to me and it didn't happen to you. And people don't understand when someone keeps pushing your buttons, eventually you'll crack. Some people in the community say, "Oh, no, I wouldn't crack. I wouldn't crack." How do you know? You've never gotten pushed as much as I've gotten pushed. Eventually, every person has their breaking point, and you'll crack. And I hate that about myself, that they pushed me that far to make me crack. I guarantee it, if I never would have met the community, I never would have said horrible things in the past. And I think the reason why they hate me is because I don't put up with their bullshit anymore. And they're like, "Oh, wow, this is the first person that's like stood up to us." I will always stand up for myself, you know? Anytime they make fun of me or my friends or my family, well, of course I'm going to stand up for the people that I care and love for. People that steal my content, that's not your content, it's my content. And I'll take every single one of their channels down. I'll take every single video down. That's why I try to keep it as calm and pleasant in my chat. And for the most part, everyone does that. But then there's that one idiot that comes in and for no apparent reason just causes hate in the chat. And then I just block it. And they hate getting blocked because they know that I've won temporarily, and they've got this sadistic thing like, we have to win. We have to win. And I'm like, you're not going to win. I will block you until the end of time. So, and I've never even gotten an apology from Moody. He kind of did a half-ass apology, and in my eyes, he doesn't deserve to live. What he did was unforgivable. It was he basically caused drama in my family and for me for no apparent reason. Quentin's the same way, and the thing is with Quentin is I don't think Quentin deserves to live either. Sorry to say, he's a horrible human being. He not only trolls me, but he trolls anyone and everyone. There is something emotionally unstable with that person. I mean, all of them. There's something emotionally unstable with Moody. Yakov's a psycho. Adam Machidi's a psycho. I I don't think I'll ever hear from Adam Bachidi again, though. I hope not. Um, he tried to email me and he spread his lies. He was like, "Oh, Fears, that's so great that you found God." I'm like, "Found God?" I'm like, "God's always been with me ever since I was 4 or 5. I didn't just magically find him." He's like, "Oh, I found God too." I don't ever believe that that guy found God. Uh, so I knew that was a lie. Um, and he pulls off this sweet little innocent act just like Quentin does. And he's like, "Oh, I just want to apologize." It was the most bullshit apology I've ever seen in my life. And I said, "Adam," I said, "the damage has already been done." I said, "Don't ever email me again. I never want to hear from you ever again. I don't accept your apology. I want nothing to do with you." And the same goes for all those guys: Moody, Quentin, Yakov, Adam. There's a handful of other people. I want nothing to do with them. I will give Moody this, even though he did the worst thing. I haven't heard from him in years, so at least he doesn't talk to me anymore. That's good. All the other people still try to invade my life. Yakov has called my phone, and I've had to block. This shows you how much of a psycho he is. I've had to block at least 10 to 15 numbers. He uses some random number and then calls me randomly. He sent me text messages. He's sadistic. He's so fucking weird. So I'll give Quentin that. Quentin's never called me. Well, at least not in a long time. Now that I said something, he probably will. I really wish they would just leave me alone. You know, like I try to not to. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is something recently happened. And again, I have to deny all these rumors. So last night before I went to work, one of my friends sent me a link, and I thought it was an off-air hangout. I go in, and there's this crazy guy there. Right off the bat, you can totally tell when someone, um, is a troll and they want to start shit, because no matter what you say or no matter what you do to try to reason with them, they're determined to get the last word. They're determined to say whatever stupid shit they want. They've got an agenda. They want a reaction out of you, and they'll do whatever it takes. That's how sadistic they are. They'll do whatever it takes to get a reaction. And I've learned from my buddy Randall and other people, I do my damnedest to not give a reaction. Like right now, I'm talking about this, I'm pretty calm. I'm not mad at all. I'm just having a conversation. Um, so I've came a long way. I guess they've done so much stuff to me. I'm starting to become numb over it. Every once in a while, they still find ways to jab the knife in, and they get me every once in a blue moon. But it's harder for them to get me. So I guess that's why they've been trying so hard, because there's like, oh, well, there's a will, there's a way. We'll get him. We'll get him eventually. So I go in, and my friend HB was in there, and I was like, oh, hey, HB, what's going on? And I don't know who this channel is, but my friend Tinder Immortal, I don't think she'll mind me saying, she sent me the link in good nature. Like, she watches this British girl. I forget what her name was. And she goes, "Oh, I sent you the link because you guys have got things in common. Like, she's from England and you've got British blood, so I thought you would enjoy watching." And she goes, "I didn't mean to." She goes, "I just meant you to." And I guess Tinder Immortal accidentally, she meant to send me just the link to watch it. Well, she sent me the link to go inside. And she goes, "I really apologize, Fears." And I understand accident happened, so I go in. And at first, everything was fine. But again, here's another psycho. I don't know this psycho's name, nor do I want to. But I tried to apologize to him even, and nothing I said mattered. I don't even know who this guy is. So I introduced myself to the British girl. HB was like, "Oh, hey, Fears, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, just chilling. We did a stream. I'm about to go to work later, blah, 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 blah." And all of a sudden, this guy just starts going ballistic. And he's like, "Well, apparently I can't talk to Fears, and I said hi, and I blocked. And first of all, I'm like, well, first of all, I know the guy's lying. I would never block anyone just for saying hi. So I don't even remember doing this. And I said, in my mind, I said, I guarantee you, this guy, whenever I block someone, there's a reason. I would never block anyone just for saying hi. If everyone keeps it positive, there's no reason for me to block them. So already I'm like, yep, this guy's full of shit. So I'm like, he must have said something either about my family or my friends or about me or something bad that warranted a block. And you guys know my rules in my chat. I don't put up with any negativity because I've put up with it for years. And I'm like, I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. If anyone puts any hate in the chat, I immediately get rid of it. So this guy goes ballistic. Not right away. I just said, hey man, I said, if I did accidentally block you over a hi, and already I know this guy's full of crap. I said, I just want to say I'm sorry, but I did legit try to apologize to him. And then he just starts going nuts. He's like, oh, Fears, you created a superhero, so you're a faggot. So apparently, because I like superheroes and I made my own superhero up, apparently I'm a faggot. So that's the first rumor I want to. I'm not gay. I don't have anything against gay people. But the guy starts attacking me. I'm like, so I can't enjoy Marvel and I can't enjoy DC, and now automatically I'm a faggot. So again, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And this was even after I tried to apologize. And HB even said, hey, dude, you promised you'd be nice, because HB wanted me to come in. And then, you know, I knew it was going down south. So I said, Fears, just leave. And the best way to deal with that is just to be the bigger person and leave. And then I love when the trolls say this. They're like, oh, you're scared, you're leaving, you're leaving. No, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of any of these idiots. I'm leaving because you're wasting my time. You're trying to get a reaction, and you're not going to get one, and it's pointless to talk to you, so I'm going to leave. And the guy was clearly a psycho idiot. And I can't remember all the other stuff, but um, he called me a bunch of names, and I was like, all right, HB, and I told the British person, I told the British lady, it was nice to meet you. Thanks for the invite. I had to go anyway because, I was at work, and I needed to get back to work. But yeah, just psychos. I can't fathom people like he called me like a midget, and I'm like that doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I've always been short. I always will be short. That's like one of their go-to lines. These idiots need to come up with better material. Wow, you made fun of my height. Who cares? It's not like I'm gonna be Michael Jordan and sprout little legs and be taller. So you calling me a midget, it's not really that hurtful. Uh, I'm not gay, so you calling me a faggot doesn't hurt my feelings. So I called the guy a fucking idiot because he was acting like a fucking idiot. And in my mind, I'm like, uh, this guy is so crazy. Oh, and then apparently I've killed people. That was the big rumor that he said. Oh, Fears, you've killed a bunch of people. No, I haven't. So for someone to be that sadistic and to say that I've killed people, I can't imagine someone saying that, but this idiot said that. It was so horrible because it was so untrue. I said, I would never kill anyone, and I immediately said, that's a lie. I've never killed anyone. I never will kill anyone. And apparently he went to the go-to thing. Oh, well, Fears, you were in an accident. You killed someone. No, I didn't. I didn't kill anyone. Yes, I did get into an accident, and people have blown this out of proportion. I was on my way to work. I got into an accident. People think it was my fault. I thought it was the other guy's fault. And it was determined by both the lawyers, both sides, that it was both of our faults. But I actually think that the other person was in the wrong. But agree to disagree. Then he accused me of stealing something. I've never stolen anything. That was a big misunderstanding. And so don't believe anything this idiot or any of the other idiots say. What really happened was I was in a rush. There was a DVD in the bottom of the thing. And I forgot to grab the DVD and scan it. And I also forgot to scan some other products. And I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and put it in the bag by accident. And it was a big misunderstanding, and the police had to get involved. And it was a horrible misunderstanding. And I talked to Walmart, and it was a big misunderstanding. And once I told them the situation, they calmed down. And I said I would never steal anything. I said I wasn't trying to steal anything. And they said, we understand. And they said, we just get sick and tired of people trying to steal from us. And I said, I promise you I was not trying to steal anything. But again, these idiots, they want to spread all these vicious, sadistic rumors. So guys, don't believe a word these people say. Don't believe a word they say. I would never kill anyone. I would never harm anyone. And it really hurts when they say all this sadistic stuff. It's so psychotic. And so this guy went nuts. And I said, well, I don't want to be here because one, he's wasting my time. Two, he's causing a scene in this girl's live stream. And I said, I don't want to ruin her live stream. So I just said, I'm going, you know. So, but that was the worst comment that I think anyone's ever said, is that I've killed someone. I've never killed anyone. And I know you guys don't believe this idiot, but that's a very powerful statement to say to someone. And the guy went from 0 to 100. So the guy is, I don't even know his name. The guy is just pure psycho. And again, it comes with the territory, guys. You know, some people are going to like you and some people are going to hate you. I do my best to get along with everybody. So I just wanted to apologize to all of my fans. And I wanted to apologize to that British girl. I don't know who your name is. My friend Evie gave me the link. I'm sorry for that guy going nuts in your live stream. I don't remember your name. It was lovely to meet you. I'm sorry that some idiot went psycho. And so, yeah. And I think the main reason why they hate me is I stand up to them. They think, oh, well, we can make as many troll videos as we want. They'll never take them down. And I'm like, no, you guys are idiots. I'm taking every single one of them down. Oh, I don't care. Because if they're that stupid to make troll videos and steal my content, I'll just take them down. And it's not a false copyright strike. They stole my content. So that's what the copyright strikes are for. And I've done everything right in YouTube. I've never stolen anyone's content. Never, not once. I make my own original content. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, guys. The main part of the stream was to talk about the Missouri stuff. The Missouri stuff's been on my mind for quite a while. So it's been rough. It's been rough these last, 2-3 years. Which leads me to my last topic. What have I learned over these last few years? Well, I can tell you this much. I've learned to be a lot more thick-skinned. I'll give them that. When I started YouTube, I was so sensitive. Any little thing set me off. But over the years, I've gotten really thick-skinned. I've learned to appreciate my fans more. I've learned to focus on the content and not on the hate. Focus on the good times. Life's too short. Life is too short. Focus on your friends, your family. If you're a YouTuber, focus on the content. Focus on the good times. Throw away the bad times. Focus on the things that really matter. All those things I've learned. I've learned to focus on my faith more. My faith means a lot to me. It really does. And I've been focusing on all the important things, and I guarantee you things are going to get better. Things are already starting to get better, but I'm just so sorry that people there's some haters out there that are just so weird, and they're crazy, man. They really are. But I want to say I appreciate you guys. For all my loving, loyal fans, I appreciate you guys listening. And I've been wanting to get all this stuff off my chest for quite a while. Um, Today I'm going to hang out with Sam. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with Sam. We're going to try to finish Resident Evil 8. I hope we can finish it all because then we can get right into Outlast. I'm really excited for Outlast. Um, the game looks really, 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 really good. Um, I cannot wait to try it. So yeah, I'm gonna get some more coffee. Give me 1 second because this got cold on me. So give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I had to I had to get some more coffee. My coffee went cold on me, so I appreciate you guys waiting. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys listening. I've been wanting to get that stuff off my chest for a while. I couldn't get back to sleep, so I already made some breakfast. I had some breakfast, and I thought, you know what? I said this would be a good time do an early morning stream. Everyone's probably off at work right now, so I thought this would be a great time. No interruptions, and just get everything off my chest. And I'll tell you this much: I feel 100% better. And I'm gonna try and I really have been trying to get the content out faster because dealing with all this stuff, I thought the best way is just, hey, fears, just keep busy so you don't have to think about it and keep your mind off. It's all this stuff has been really hard on me, my family, especially all my dad's stuff. I mean, that's the most important. That's the thing that's mostly on my mind. The hate and the stupid rumors, that's, it's just, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't want anything to do with those guys ever again. Um, I hate that I had to meet those evil people in the first place. Um, if I could just snap my fingers and have them disappear, I would. I wish they would never talk to me ever again. I wish they would just leave me the hell alone. I really do. So I've took Randy's advice, I've took my buddy Sam's advice, and I try to ignore as much of their stupid bullshit as possible. And I'm sorry to all the other fans. Like, I haven't been to one of Jeff's conventions in a long time, and I haven't texted Jeff, but I mean, Jeff is subscribed to my channel. So Jeff, if you're watching, thanks for understanding. I've been going through a lot of family stuff. It's been a lot of stress and work, and it's been a lot. It has been a lot. I don't wish this on anyone, guys. It's and the funny thing is I wish life was fair, and life is not fair. You know, But for the most part, I love my life. I, I, um, I love my life. It just is. Sometimes life is just so hard. But I love my relationship with God. But He gives us these challenges. He deliberately, like God wants you to succeed, but He gives you these challenges that you have to, get over. So, yo, hey, what's going on, heroes and villains? He says, yo, 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 what the hell you doing up so early? I couldn't get back to sleep, buddy. I couldn't get back to sleep. Um, I got off at work like at 4, and I slept for a couple of hours, and I just couldn't get back to sleep. And I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot on my mind, buddy. And so I thought, well, I've already made breakfast. I've already made some coffee. I said I thought this would be the best time to do a stream and just lay everything out on the table and not have any interruptions. And I got everything out that I wanted to say. And I had a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to get out. Sometimes it's hard for me to use my words, and sometimes it's hard for men to express what's going on. Well, maybe not every man, but it's hard for me sometimes to express myself. Um, and I know that's maybe funny to some people because I talk a lot, but the stuff I talk about, what I do talk about, that stuff's easy to talk about, but some of the serious stuff is hard for me to talk about. So, um, yeah, you didn't miss much, LC. I basically there was some people were spreading a bunch of hate and a bunch of rumors, and I had to basically tell all my fans that here's the truth and here's what's false. Here's the truth and here's all the bullshit that they're making up about me. And I even told LC, like whenever we were hanging out, I love LC. He's a great friend. I cannot wait to hang out with him. If you haven't checked out his channel, check him out at Heroes and Collectibles. But I even told him, I said, hey man, I said, when we hang out, um, those idiots are gonna try something. And I knew it was like clockwork. Right, Elsie? I told you. We start the stream. We had fun. I had so much fun on Elsie's channel. He is the most nicest, friendliest guy ever. We were chilling, we were drinking the boot, everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, it was hate, 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 hate in the comment section for no reason. And I was being on my best behavior. I even told Elsie, I said, Elsie, I don't care what they say. I'm not gonna cause a scene on my friend's channel. And I even apologized to my friend LC. I'm like, I'm sorry that they brought that hate to your channel. But LC's really good at like not letting that shit affect him. I'll admit sometimes it affects me because I've had to deal with all their stupid bullshit for years, and LC's new to YouTube. So I told LC, I'm like, LC, don't believe a word they say. They're full of shit. They're just spreading hate just to spread hate. LC says, I'm here having some coffee also, my friend. Oh, nice. Well, I would say the boot, but I don't have the boot yet. I want to get my own boot, buddy, for Christmas, so I will say, Z Coffee! So, yeah. Dude, I'm a zombie in the morning without my coffee. Yeah, I just couldn't get back to sleep, man, so I just thought, you know what? I've got a lot of shit on my mind. I said, this would be the perfect time. I'm like, I just had breakfast. I got the coffee at Brewing. I said, I'll just do a stream. I said, most people will be at work. There'll be no distractions. So I'll tell you this much, LC. I feel so much better getting all this shit off my chest. So yeah. He says, I'm at work, just chilling. Nice slow day. Oh, that's good, buddy. Like I said, hey man, let me know. I'm applying for tons of jobs and stuff. If you know any, don't say what type of work, LC, on camera, but you know what type of work I asked you about. Let me know, because I still haven't found a second job yet, or a better job. So I want to apply to as much stuff as possible. Like I'm hanging out with my buddy Sam today, and before work we're gonna stream it up. And then on Saturday, I thought about going to the beach, and then on Sunday, literally all I'm doing on Sunday is going to church, and then after church, I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna apply for some more, jobs. So, LC, if you could throw some more links and stuff my way, buddy. By the way, guys, LC, LC, sent me all the VR footage, and LC, the minute I get some time, life's kind of hectic right now, but I'm gonna edit a couple of videos. The first video I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little tiny video about the sauce, taste test challenge that burned the hell out of Fierce's tongue, but it was so much epic footage. That's gonna be its own video. Then I'm gonna film the VR footage. So I'm gonna put me from my cell phone in the left-hand corner. LC sent me all of the VR footage. I'm going to make that into a video. Then I vlogged on my vlog camera. I'm going to make a little mini vlog. I'm going to put that up. And then I did an interview with LC. So I'm going to put the interview up. And LC, whatever footage I put up of us, you can put some of that on your, LC's generous. He always lets me use any type of footage off his channel that I'm in on my channel. So I'm going to download his stream that I was in, and I'm not going to put the whole stream up, but I'm going to put some of the highlights of it. So LC, any footage that you're in and you see on my channel, you're more than welcome to take some of that and put it on your channel too. So download whatever you want. You can put it on your channel, buddy. I really appreciate that. Let me see here. So I've got about 4 or 5 videos that I'm going to put up that me and LC have been working on. Let me catch up. LC says, fuck what people say, my dude. For the most part, I do, LC. They have no idea what they're on about. It gets tiring after a while. Oh, wow. Heroes and Villains says, I'm all about having fun on my channel. Me too. On my channel, that's why I get rid of the hate as quickly as possible, LC. On both of my channels, I'm all about having fun, good times, spreading, the geek and nerdage, doing my vlogs, doing my parodies, having fun, gaming it up. Fun, 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 fun. That's what I'm all about. And then he says, also, Jeannie was going to sub to your channel. I told her I was on your stream. Oh, well, tell Jeannie thank you so much for subbing. But now she did sub, right? She subbed to FearsMan26 and Fears Vlogs. Did she sub LC? Or she's going to. She hasn't done it yet. But let me know. Let's see. Heroes and Villains says, I put up my Chapter 1. I saw that you were playing by yourself with the Resident Evil. I saw some of it last night before I went to work, buddy. And I watched some of it when I was at work. So I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it. So, yeah. And he said, feel free to take what you need, my friend. No worries. Oh, I will, buddy. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna get around to editing those 4 or 5 videos. So cheers, guys. I hope everyone's having a good morning. Fears has got the coffee a brewing, and Sam's sleeping right now. Sam had to work. Hey, heroes. Sam had to work 13 hours yesterday. So Sam's like, Fears, don't come over to my house until like 12 o'clock noon. So probably after I do some laundry, I'll probably gonna take another nap before I go over. So anyway. Oh, nice. So she subscribed to both my channels. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. Heroes and Villains, I'll be right back. Tell Jeannie from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for her for subscribing. If you guys don't know, Jeannie, I've not met her face to face, but I met Jeannie on camera, and she was in some of our live stream. Jeannie is LC's sister, and from what I've seen, she is so cool. She's so down to earth, just like LC. LC really loves his sister. She's always chilling, watching She-Hulk with LC. So LC and his sister, they're cool fucking people. Really cool people. Anyway, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry about that, guys. I had to use the restroom. I didn't mean to keep you guys waiting. LC, are you still here? If you're not here, I understand. I had to use the restroom. I couldn't wait any longer. Anyway, let me get back to the chat. I put up my chapter 2-1 of Resident Evil VR. It's up on my channel. I did watch some of it. He said, "Feel free to take whatever you need, my friend. No worries." I appreciate that, buddy. Thanks so much. And he said that his sister subscribed to both my channels. Well, hey, man, that is awesome. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. My weekend is filling up. My weekend's filling up pretty quick. Today, hanging out with Sam until I have to go to work. And we're going to get an early start. Like, I'm literally going to go over to Sam's house, like I said, 12:30. We're going to get something to eat. And then we're gonna stream it up. And then on Saturday, I'm thinking about going to the beach because I didn't go last weekend because I was having so much fun with LC. The next day I was kind of wore out. I was kind of poofed. So I've just said I'm gonna relax. So we'll see. I may go to the beach on Saturday, depending on the weather. I haven't checked the weather app. LC, I don't know. What's the weather looking like on Saturday? I don't know. And then Sunday, all I'm doing is pretty much gonna go to church, and then after church, grab some lunch, and then just apply for some jobs. And I may do a stream and do some stuff like that. But I have been. The weekend's filling up quick. What are you guys doing on your weekend? Let me know. Put it in the chat. LC, what are you doing? What are you doing on your weekend? He says, I'm here. I need a BRB. You need. Hey, Fears, I was also thinking we have to film a toy hunt video, so we have to go on a hunt one of these days. Listen, dude, I am down. I am down for a toy hunt. That sounds amazing. Anytime we can hit up a convention, a toy hunt, get on some nerdage, I am all about that, man. Anytime we can get on, a toy hunt, video gaming, doing the boot, I'm all for it, buddy. LC, I hope you have a wonderful day at work, man. I hope it all goes smoothly for you. I hope things go good. I think this is a good point to end the stream because I've been going for about an hour and 16 minutes already. I'm going to answer some emails, guys. I'm going to finish the rest of my coffee. Yep. I'm going to do a little laundry and stuff before I have to go over to Sam's, and I'll probably get on another little nappy time. And anyway, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to LC on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's all at Heroes and Collectibles. Heroes and Villains Collectibles. Check him out. He's my good personal friend, coolest guy in the world. He's an awesome guy. Check him out. I've been on his channel once or twice. He's been on my channel tons of times, and he will always be welcome on my channel. He says, "Take care, my friend. Laters. Peace out, buddy." Don't forget to subscribe to FearsMan26 on YouTube and Fears Vlogs. Check me out on the old TikTok. And this is Fears, and I'm wishing you guys a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. Peace out.